Okay, I think we're ready. Yeah, that's it. What's going on, guys? Prostin Talk here, back again with a WrestleMania review, and I know I'm sorry about the camera thing, and I think I started my computer out. Now, I had a couple of computer issues before I was recording this, so apologies if this is up later. Fuck, that fucking scared the shit out of me. If that's up a bit later, because I was trying to sort my computer out and reset it. I don't think it's fully there yet, but let's get on to the WrestleMania card. So WrestleMania 26, I always say that this WrestleMania was one of the WrestleManias that I enjoyed. Like, I like going back and watching WrestleMania 26 because there's, things on the card that I like there's things I like on the WrestleMania 26 card. It's one of those cards that I think it's underrated. I think it was a good card, and not many people talk about it, like how it was a good show. It wasn't a bad show. It wasn't. I think it was better than 25. Like, if you say 25 or 26, I would say 26 was better. Overall, in my opinion, I would say 26 was a lot better. So anyway, 26 opens up with Show Miz versus Odd Truth and Morrison. This is a good, solid opener to open WrestleMania. All four guys look very solid here going into WrestleMania. Show Miz would get the win because Odd Truth would the Big Show would legally tag him, but Morrison didn't know that Big Show's a legal man. Then Big Show would hit the WMD for the win. This was a solid tag team match, and I thought it was a good way to open up WrestleMania. The crowd were into it. This was a good warm-up match. And then you get into the triple threat match. It was Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes, and Ted DiBiase. This was the time when people thought that Ted DiBiase was going to be the break star out of Legacy. And funnily enough, 9 years later, almost 9 years later, Cody Rhodes has actually outshone Ted DiBiase and become world champion. And Ted DiBiase since then has obviously retired from the business and has become a father and stuff. But I mean, back in 2010, I mean, I think the one thing that, like, in 2010, like, Ted DiBiase was going to be the guy, and then somewhere along that line, like, I think after that Maurice thing, that, like, they swept the rug behind him again. It was one of those things, like, anytime they would have a big star, like, they just sweep the rug under them. Like, it was so great to see. And I was a fan of Ted DiBiase, but it's just he never really didn't really materialize on it that much. So yeah, and then he just got tired of the business and he wanted to spend time with his kids and stuff. So yeah, and then this was a time when Randy Orton was, like, kind of blowing up in the midsummer of 2010 as well. So this was a whole, people were comparing it to Austin. Yeah, it's Austin, and my hair is a mess. Sorry, but anyway, the match was good. Basically, that Legacy would Ted DiBiase and Rhodes were basically teaming up on Orton for most of the match. Then it turns into an actual triple threat, and then after that, Randy Orton RKO's Ted DiBiase, then punts Cody in the head and gets the win. What was the next match after that? The next match was the Money in the Bank ladder match. It was Jack Swagger, Christian, Dolph Ziggler, Drew McIntyre, Evan Bourne, Kane, Kofi, Matt Hardy, MVP, and Shelton Benjamin. This was a good match as well. Another 3 good matches to open up WrestleMania. I don't know why they had Jack Swagger win this match. This is what baffles me. Jack Swagger won the Money. Oh my god, the choices you could have had for this Money Back when you could have given the Christian, because also the year before he was so close winning the year before until CM Punk, knocked him off the ladder. And then you did the same here. The end of the match comes, but it's Jack Swagger and Christian, and they're climbing up for the ladder to get the briefcase. And you give it to Jack Swagger. He knocks Christian out. He knocks him out with the briefcase, and Jack Swagger's your new Money in the Bank winner. But I don't know why you didn't give it to somebody like Drew McIntyre, because this was when Drew McIntyre, I know he was the chosen gimmick, and people wasn't a fan of it that much, but this was when he was getting some momentum, and this was when he was Vince's boy. They was actually portraying that he was Vince's boy on TV, and he would give him, Vince would give Drew multiple chances to finally be in this Money in the Bank ladder match, and he finally did. And for them not to actually push him and actually not give him the briefcase, and even Dolph Ziggler, 2010 Dolph Ziggler, even though I say fuck Dolph Ziggler and I don't like Dolph Ziggler, 2010 Dolph Ziggler was probably 2010 to like 2012 was the best time to push Dolph Ziggler, and they could have given it to him or something like that, or Shelton Benjamin. Like, god damn it, Shelton Benjamin. But yeah, Jack Swagger, I just didn't like the Jack Swagger winning the belt, winning the briefcase. I just didn't think that didn't make any sense, because after that he would cash it in and have the world title for like a month, and then Ray would have after that, so he didn't really have that long. So anyway, next match of the night we had Rey Mysterio versus CM Punk. Now I really did like this feud in 2010 with the Rey Mysterio and CM Punk feud. I think these two guys really had a lot of great chemistry together, and then this was also based on how Ray lives his life and how he's basically brainwashed in the WWE Universe, and how he watched CM Punk. This was when his time when the SOS was really red hot this time, and I think at this point CM Punk should have won this match, and you would have gone on for Rey Mysterio maybe to redeem himself at the next pay-per-view, which probably would have been Extreme Rules, and then after that maybe you could have done a hair match or something like that. But this was a good match nonetheless. They had a good match. It was quite short in my opinion. I wish they went on a bit longer, but they saved that for kind of the Brett and Vince match. Ray wins with a 619. Now on to the 13 years in the making, no holds barred match. It's Bret Hart versus Vince McMahon. Special guest referees Bruce Hart, and before the match, Vince McMahon basically tells Bret that he's paid off the rest of the Hart family to basically screw Bret, and so basically they're all on Vince's corner. Well, it doesn't really happen that way, because they all beat up Vince. Bret hits the sharpshooter, gets the win, and finally 13 years of misery and torture, Bret Hart gets his win. I know the match sucked and it wasn't the best match, but I'm gonna give it a pass, because Bret Hart, you know what, I'm glad that you got your Wrestlemania moment. I'm glad that you finally buried the hatchet with Vince McMahon, and you finally got your moment. I don't care if the match was bad. I mean, I was happy to see Bret Hart wrestle at Wrestlemania, because the last time he did wrestle at Wrestlemania, I was fucking young. So it was good to see him at Wrestlemania wrestle. Then we had Chris Jericho versus Edge for the world title. Now this was a good feud as well. This was another good feud I liked in 2010. You had Chris Jericho, obviously the former tag team partner with Edge, and obviously Edge got the ACL injury or whatever it was, and then he won the Rumble. I thought it was a good match. Jericho wins with a code breaker after he hits Edge with the world title. Then after the match, Edge is pissed because he knows that Jericho will use a belt, and then obviously he spears him, and then this will continue going on to Extreme Rules, the next pay-per-view. And then we had the 10 Diva tag match. It was Alicia Fox, Layla, Maurice, Michelle McCool, and Vicky versus Beth, Eve Torres, Gail Kim, Kelly, and Mickey James. Vicky wins with the frog splash. And then we get Batista versus John Cena versus Batista. I love Batista 2010 heel Batista. 2010 was the best in my opinion. That's when I really started really becoming a fan of him. I mean, I was never the biggest Batista fan, but especially 2010 Batista, heel Batista, made me like a Batista fan for some reason. I loved his heel work, and this point of this time stamp was probably his best stamp, his best heel work. But yeah, this was a good match. Batista was the defending champion. You got Michael Cole having an orgasm over fucking the 5-knuckle shuffle at the top rope. Oh my god, 5-knuckle shuffle at the top rope. It's not even that impressive on the ground, Michael Cole. It's just basically, he's just fucking punching him. Is it really impressive on the ground? He's doing it in the fucking air, so whatever. John Cena wins with an STFU and gets the win. Then we get the main event, the true main event, no disqualification match, Straight versus Career, Shawn Michaels versus The Undertaker, two of the biggest legends in the WWE history of all time, the two main names for WrestleMania. When you think of WrestleMania, you think of Taker, you think of Shawn Michaels, and this match had it all. You had tombstones, super kicks, you had Shawn Michaels work on Taker's leg, you had Hell's Gate, you had all these fucking good counters, and then at the end of it, basically, Shawn Michaels basically gets up, he's crawling on Taker, he's like, ugh, and then he slaps Taker, and Taker's like, he pulls down these straps, tombstones him, 1, 2, 3, Shawn Michaels retires, and I know 8 years later, he would obviously go back in the ring and go out, well, at this time, this was he would retire, and have his final WrestleMania match, and I just gotta say Shawn Michaels is one of the greatest of all time. Like, and I'm not just saying that because but I'm just gonna say hands down, like Shawn Michaels, the greatest of all time in my opinion. He just mic work and general overall, like, he is the man, and just an awesome fucking pro wrestler in general. Like, and how many times has he stole the show like in WrestleManias? Like countless times, and same with Taker. Like, and I said this before in my WrestleMania 25 review that later in their career, Taker and Michaels got better in age. Like, I know, like they was getting to 40 and 50, but they got better in age. Like, we think like if you're a sports athlete that you hit your 30s and your 40s, that you're not going to be the same person you was when you was in your 20s. But now that you have Michaels and Undertaker kicking ass second half of the career, which is fucking awesome. I just thought that was good. But what do you guys think about this WrestleMania 26? I thought it was a good pay-per-view in my opinion. I thought that it was enjoyable, and I would go back and watch it again. So what do you guys think about WrestleMania 26? Leave your thoughts in the comments, and I will check you guys later.